Hey, it's Jim Pitt, and I'm here at the Cadillac STS again. What I'm going to be discussing is the pre-check. Pre-checking the vehicle. There goes JetBlue. Anyway, before you get in the car and go on a run, especially a long run, if you have time, to take a look at the car, see if it needs anything. So we're going to go through, just a sort of visual check, make sure if there's any new damage to report that to the office before you leave the lot, so that way you can, they can figure out who is responsible or how they're going to get it fixed and everything. Of course, you don't want to damage anything, because then you can't use the car, and of course other drivers can't use the car. You can't make money. Anyway, so what we're going to do is just look around the car, no new damage. Take a look at the tires, see if they're visually low. If they're visually low, then check them. Try to get them air. Report anything to the office, anything that you see. All the tires look good. Now the fast fluid check. Fast fluid check is just to make sure that the car is gonna, go through the whole run with no issues. So I'm gonna start this as thinking that you have zero knowledge about cars, so some of it's going to be pretty basic. That if you have any questions, call the office, or do ask before you add. So you don't want to add stuff to the wrong spot, or if it's not, they'll just tell you to take a different car, and they'll get a mechanic or somebody else to handle it. So for instance, pretty basic, this is where you add oil if it needed oil. Usually you want to check the oil before you start the engine. So I have not started the engine. Where is it? There it is. So oil is full, but it's dirty. Oil is dirty, so I'm going to report that. So that's engine oil. And of course, if you have driven it, just wait a couple seconds, wipe it with a towel or something. Transmission, this usually you don't have to check. But yeah, that's good and it's clean. Transmission fluid's dirty, like it looks like it's got gray soot in it, or it starts to smell like it's burnt. Report it to the office. This is what I did today. I opened this up. This is the radiator. Usually has red or green in it. Usually you can look through the bottle and see how full it is. This needed some. Now make sure when you replace this cap, you tighten it all the way down. I found it loose on the Limousine a couple of times. That means it's not going to create the correct pressure. On there you see it says 20 pounds pressure. If you don't tighten down the cap all the way, it's not going to maintain 20 pounds pressure, and the coolant will slowly evaporate off or boil off, and then you're going to be in big trouble. Then brake fluid. Make sure this cap is on, and of course don't mix any fluids that you're not used to. And if you have any questions, ask for guidance. Then tell the office that you did do a fast fluid check. Only takes a second, but it can forestall problems, like if the Limousine's low or something on power steering fluid, you can add it. Then they can track how much it's losing. Then we can schedule something with a mechanic. So that way the cars are more available for you to make money. But that's the fast fluid check. And of course, taking a look at it, see if there's damage. Of course, you would do this when you were wiping it down, cleaning it anyway. So anyway, okay, drive safely and have a lot of runs. Bye-bye. Super quick addition to the fast fluid check, that when you check transmission fluid, that you would check it with the engine running and with the car hot. Of course, you'd want to do this, after you've driven a little while, or as soon as you start the car, just wait a couple seconds as you're doing other stuff, come back and check the transmission fluid if it's between that. Do not overfill the transmission fluid, because that causes problems. Also, the thing is never do a fast fluid check or raise the hood in front of a customer or at the customer's house, because they have security cameras, and sometimes, you know, the kids are watching. They'll say, hey, he's got the hood up, and, you know, they might ask if there's something wrong with the car, and that might cause them to question, you know, you and how good the car is, or, you know, should you be in this car? And of course that might affect your tip, you know, cash tip. So try not to do that in front of a customer, you know, only if there's a super emergency where there's something going on where you have to do anything in front of a customer. But if you can possibly humanly wait, don't do that in front of a customer. So yeah, check the transmission fluid with the engine running. That was an omission of mine. Okay, bye-bye.